We are harmonic beings. This is not a poetic metaphor, it is a fundamental truth of our existence. We are not solid, static objects navigating a silent universe. We are living instruments, intricate orchestras of vibration, resonating with the grand symphony of the cosmos. From the spiraling dance of galaxies to the hum of the atoms that form our very cells, everything is in a state of perpetual oscillation. Every thought we think, every emotion we feel, every beat of our heart sends ripples of frequency out into the world. Our bodies are a confluence of rhythms, the steady pulse of our blood, the tidal flow of our breath, the electrical signals firing across our neural pathways. When these rhythms are aligned, when they play in concert, we experience a state of coherence, a state of health, clarity, and profound connection. We are, in our very essence, beings of light and sound. We're harmonic beings. The ancients understood this profound reality. Long before our modern instruments could measure these subtle energies, they worked with ethereal resonant technologies. They were masters of an unseen science, a design language based on the fundamental principles of creation, sacred geometry, the power of shape, and the formative nature of sound. They saw the universe not as a collection of random objects, but as a manifestation of a divine geometric intelligence. They observed these universal patterns in the unfurling of a fern, the spiral of a seashell, the hexagonal structure of a honeycomb, and the orbits of the planets. They recognized that these shapes were not merely decorative but functional. They were conduits of a universal life force, an energy field the Greeks called the ether. With this knowledge, they built monuments that were not just shelters, but energetic machines. They constructed magnificent cathedrals and colossal pyramids, tuning these structures to the very frequencies of the earth and the cosmos. These were not simply places of worship. They were sophisticated resonant instruments designed to amplify and broadcast specific energetic qualities. The precise angles, the chosen materials, the sacred proportions. Every element was meticulously calibrated to interact with the etheric field, creating powerful vortices of harmonized energy. They were designed to function as gateways, connecting the terrestrial plane with the celestial. To step inside one of these bioresonant spaces was to be immersed in a field of coherence. The quality of the silence, the way light filtered through stained glass, the echo of a single footstep, it all contributed to an environment that could quiet the mind, balance the body, and open the heart. These were places of profound healing and spiritual awakening. They were designed to retune the human instrument, to bring the discordant frequencies of daily life back into harmony with the universal song. In these sacred centers, people could shed their anxieties, receive insight, and remember their intrinsic connection to the divine source of all life. The key to this ancient science lies in the deep resonance between sacred geometry and cymatics, the study of how sound shapes matter. When a simple tone is applied to a surface, it organizes loose particles into intricate, stable, and beautiful geometric forms. This isn't chaos, it's instantaneous, ordered creation. What cymatics reveals is a fundamental principle of the universe. Vibration is the architect of form. The patterns that emerge are not random, they are the archetypes of creation, the geometric fingerprints of frequency itself. The ancients intuited this profound connection. They understood that by building structures based on these universal geometric constants, they were embedding a harmonizing frequency directly into the material world. Through the masterful alignment of sound, vibration, and shape, they synchronized the built environment with the energetic patterns of living systems. Their architecture was a form of frozen music, a constant broadcast of coherence that supported all life within its field of influence. They were creating a world that was not at odds with nature, but was a conscious extension of its harmony. And if sound can organize sand on a plate, what effect do these resonant patterns have on the living water that constitutes over 70% of our bodies? The answer is everything. Our very cells are liquid crystalline structures, exquisitely sensitive antennas tuned to the vibrational information in our environment. These sacred geometric patterns resonate with the fundamental structures of our biology, our cells, our tissues, and the very helix of our DNA. They transmit a signal of order and harmony that can influence us down to the atomic level, encouraging our entire system to shift from a state of stress and chaos to one of balance and coherence. This principle of biomimicry, of mirroring the geometry of life, was central to their design philosophy. By creating structures that emulated the forms of nature, they were able to tap into the same energetic principles that allow life to flourish. These buildings did more than just provide shelter, they actively emitted a natural, healing, and life-supporting energy. They were passive energy devices, designed to gather, concentrate, and radiate the subtle forces that sustain all living systems, creating oases of vitality and well-being. In the 20th century, this ancient knowledge was rediscovered, systematized, and given a new scientific framework by the brilliant Egyptian architect and scientist, Dr. Ibrahim Karim. Through decades of research, he developed the modern science of biogeometry. He was able to detect and measure the specific, harmonizing energy quality that was common to all of the world's great sacred power spots, from the Giza Plateau to the stone circles of Europe. Dr. Karim identified this powerful, centering, and life-enhancing force, calling it BG3. BG3 is not an energy in the typical sense, like electricity or magnetism. It is a subtle energy. It is the harmonizing and balancing quality that is found at the very center of any energy system, the still point around which all creation turns. Dr. Karim discovered that this balancing quality is emitted by specific geometric shapes and resonance centers, which act as gateways to this universal harmonizing force. Biogeometry is the design language that allows us to replicate this BG3 quality anywhere, bringing the balancing energy of a sacred power spot into our homes, our bodies, and our modern lives. Dr. Karim identified three primary components of this centering force. The first is a quality he termed negative green. This has nothing to do with the color green we see with our eyes, nor is negative a pejorative term. It refers to a specific invisible frequency of nature's life force. It acts as a universal carrier wave, the horizontal plane of energy that communicates information between all living things. It is the subtle energy of photosynthesis, the resonant frequency of the earth itself, which has a powerful calming and balancing effect on all biological systems. The second component is a higher harmonic of ultraviolet. This is the vertical axis of energy, the spiritual component of BG3. It is an energy of transcendence and higher consciousness, connecting us to the spiritual dimensions of reality. While physical ultraviolet light can be harmful, this subtle, higher harmonic is profoundly beneficial. It is the energy that creates the special atmosphere within sacred spaces, facilitating prayer, meditation, and connection to the divine. It is the resonant frequency of spiritual light. And the third component, which integrates the other two, is a higher harmonic of gold. Gold has always been a symbol of divinity, purity, and incorruptibility. This subtle energy quality resonates with that symbolism. It is a powerful harmonizing agent that promotes vitality, strengthens the immune system, and is linked to higher states of consciousness and enlightenment. It is the energy of the perfected state, the balanced integration of the physical and the spiritual, the earthly and the cosmic. Together, these three qualities form the sacred chord of BG3. The practical applications of this science are astounding. In the field of health, biogeometry offers a new paradigm. When the body's energy field is distorted by stress, illness, or environmental factors, it falls out of tune. Biogeometry tools, such as specially designed medallions or biosignatures, do not introduce a foreign energy. Instead, they act like tuning forks, broadcasting the pure, centering information of BG3. This reminds the body's own innate intelligence of its original blueprint for health, allowing it to correct imbalances and normalize physiological functions on its own. In agriculture, the results are equally profound. By using BG3-emitting patterns, farmers have been able to grow thriving, nutrient-dense crops, even in challenging conditions like saline soil or drought. These geometric forms structure the energy of the soil and water, creating a coherent field that optimizes nutrient uptake, enhances plant vitality, and increases resilience to pests and disease, often reducing or eliminating the need for chemical fertilizers and pesticides. It is a return to a form of agriculture that works in partnership with nature's own energetic systems. We now live immersed in an unprecedented sea of man-made electromagnetic frequencies, or EMFs. This electrosmog from cell phones, Wi-Fi, and power lines creates a chaotic, dissonant field that can have detrimental effects on all living systems. Biogeometry offers a revolutionary solution, not to block this energy, but to transmute its quality. By placing specific shapes in our environment, we can superimpose the harmonizing, life-affirming quality of BG3 onto the chaotic field of EMFs, changing its informational content and mitigating its harmful biological effects. Perhaps most startling are the university-led studies that have shown a significant protective effect against the harmful effects of radioactivity. In controlled experiments, biogeometry has demonstrated the ability to protect living organisms from this highly disruptive energy. This suggests that by strengthening the coherence and integrity of the body's own energy field, we can increase our resilience to even the most severe environmental stressors. It is a testament to the power of a harmonized system. What was once the domain of mystics is now entering the laboratory. Modern science is beginning to map this invisible landscape of coherence. Organizations like the HeartMath Institute have pioneered this research, developing technology that can measure the subtle energetic interactions between people and the Earth's magnetic field. They have shown that major global events can be correlated with changes in collective human heart coherence, proving that we are all connected in a single planetary information field. On a personal level, tools like heart rate variability or HRV biofeedback provide a direct window into our own internal state. HRV measures the subtle variations in our heart rhythm, and a smooth, sine wave-like pattern indicates a state of high coherence, a harmonious alignment of heart, mind, and body. These technologies act as a modern bridge to ancient wisdom. They are a form of technological meditation, allowing us to see the immediate effect of our thoughts and emotions on our physiology, and guiding us breath by breath back to our natural state of inner resonance. Yet look at the world we have built. A world of harsh right angles, of concrete jungles that block the natural energies of the earth, of dissonant frequencies that constantly disrupt our biological fields. We have forgotten the language of life. Today we often rely on brute force technologies of wires and fossil fuels, severing our connection to the subtle, free, and living resonance that permeates the universe and is our birthright. This disconnection is at the root of much of our personal, social, and ecological distress. But a new path is emerging, born from the synthesis of ancient wisdom and modern science. We can make a conscious choice to recommit to biogeometric design and coherent living. This is not about abandoning technology, but about evolving it, creating conscious technologies and living environments that work with the laws of nature, not against them. We can build homes that heal us, grow food that vitalizes us, and create communities that resonate with harmony, reconnecting our lives to the free, subtle, and life-giving energies of the cosmos. This is the great work of our time, to move from a state of separation and dissonance to one of unity and coherence. It begins within each of us by cultivating our own inner resonance, and from there it ripples outward, influencing our families, our communities, and our world. Together, we reclaim our human divinity and our natural state of resonance. We remember that we are not just cogs in a machine, but co-creators of our reality. The journey from ancient resonance to modern coherence is the journey home to ourselves. Join the epicenter, become a conscious resonator in the symphony of life. Live the unified song, the one verse, the universe.